I made my coworker ruin her career. Was I wrong?
And now it's all ruined.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So the title of this story is, Am I the a-hole for watching my coworker's career burn when I could have stopped it?
Quel scandale!
Go on. I, 30 male, work using the end products from my coworker. Let's call her Sammy. When she's unable to do her work or gets it wrong, I end up being unable to do my work, or at least unable to finish it completely because it's missing things from her. Interesting. Okay, so I'm picturing kind of like an assembly line. Now I have the skills to just fill in the missing parts. For example, if she forgets to add an order for our client, I can just do it for her. However, she's relatively new to the job, so I figure it's better to tell her she forgot something and show her how to do it so she won't repeat the same mistake later on. Big mistake. Order in the court! The interaction is brief, like 5 seconds. This is the first time I've ever corrected her for anything. It's hard giving feedback, isn't it? People don't take feedback well. I think the vast majority of people do not take feedback well.
I'm perfect.
Me. Hey, Sammy. When we get this request from our client, you have to add the order in. Sammy.
Oh, right.
I hand her the request, she fixes it, and gives it back to me later. No big deal. Later on, at lunch, my buddy texts me she's been talking shit behind my back. I figure that sucks. Screw her then. Honestly, yeah. This is so relatable. I'm sorry. It is literally so relatable. I don't know a single person who wouldn't do the same thing. I think it's actually quite rare to not take it personally when someone gives you feedback. I think it is something that people do take personally. I'm just saying.
I do take it personally, Will.
I'm here for the messiness, though. If you're listening to this and you're like, I would never do that. I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. Sure. Hey, it's okay. But let's be honest. Our initial response to someone telling us that we're doing something wrong is to get defensive, usually, right? And then our response after that is to go talk shit about that person. Oh, man. Don't you sit up there on your high horse. I know you do it. Okay, so afterwards, she seems to be learning her job well and doesn't make any more errors. See, this is good, okay? We can get defensive, but also it's good to adjust our behavior and learn from the feedback. The problem is she's still talking crap about me behind my back. I have different people telling me to, 1, leave her alone, or 2, people are telling me she's talking crap behind my back. What exactly is she saying? Oh, God. I go to her and ask if there's anything she wants to say to me. She says no. Ooh. I ask if she's sure. She says yes. I say, all right then. The talking only intensifies, and apparently I'm harassing her at work now. Drama ensues. Only a few people are sticking by me, which kind of makes me sad, but at least now I know who I can depend on. Ooh, this is spicy. Now comes the day where I see she's made a small mistake, but that could lead to a large inconvenience for our client.
And also, I hate working.
Nothing that would destroy lives, but would delay our client's schedule and would make them very unhappy. This mistake went past her coworkers, her supervisor, and apparently nobody noticed the problem before it got to me. So I sent an email to her supervisor about the issue, which is standard protocol, but the supervisor is gone for the day and they should, but don't, bother reading their emails after they leave. The next day, the client personally shows up and asks about this issue because he arrived in the morning and his people can't get to work because they were missing critical components for their operation. I was gonna say, it's if she doesn't like getting the feedback from you, then just let her f up. Here's the thing. People don't take feedback well.
We've heard.
There's a special group of people that will hear, feedback. Especially, it really depends on how the feedback is given as well. When I'm giving feedback, let's say in email format, you do a nice sandwich, right? It's you say something nice and then you write something kind of passive aggressive and then you write something nice at the end. There is a way to give feedback to mitigate the issues that come with giving feedback. Corporate culture is very passive aggressive. Working in a workplace it can be very passive aggressive. So there's tools to combat this kind of thing.
Hey, Paul!
But in all honesty, I understand you were trying to save not only her from losing her job and also for, to not lose a client, But if she doesn't understand that, then just let her f up. I don't know. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm not. Like, it's really, like, you're not her boss, right? So I think that she's taking that personally because you're not her boss. You've been there longer than her. But yeah. Okay, so our boss smoothed things over, gives them a discount on the order, and promises to take care of it himself. The client is satisfied and leaves with no fuss. Boss finds out Sammy was the one who made the initial error and fires her. Everyone else gets warnings except the supervisor, who said she read my email and was trying to fix the issue. Boss leaves. Supervisor thanks me for catching the problem. She probably doesn't realize I could have fixed it myself since it's not actually my job to, and everyone else was too scared to say anything. So am I the a-hole for watching my coworker's career burn when I could have stopped it? I mean, no. Like, yes, you could have stopped it, but like, she wasn't happy with you when you already tried to stop it and save her ass before. And she went around talking shit about you. Honestly, this just sounds like she's inexperienced and she needs to learn how to take feedback. Yeah, like people are saying in the comments that she's immature. To be honest, a lot of people are immature and can't handle criticism. Like, at point blank, it is really difficult to give feedback to someone and have them take it well. That's why, you know, like nice sandwich type thing. But at the end of the day, it's like you can kind of get defensive when someone gives you feedback. But if you're going and like talking shit about someone and like making a toxic work environment because someone like gave you a little bit of feedback when you don't really know how to do your job, like that's, honestly, you kind of have it coming. You know, what, your ego is so bruised that you need to go around like telling everybody about this person and getting them on your side because there's this like imaginary feud going on in your head. Like, be for real, okay? Not a big deal. She kind of got what she deserved. Not the a-hole. She's immature, can't handle criticism, and sucks at her job. She needs to go. This is a very good lesson, okay? Be good at taking feedback, all right? At least from my perspective, I grew up kind of like I grew up an actor, right? So when I am getting feedback, I have this like, actors need feedback in order to be able to do their job. So we're actually trained to like, not only accept feedback, but say thank you. Like, let's say you're in like an audition or you're on set, you know, you're kind of acting in a certain way, you do the scene, whatever, and then they say cut, and then they give you feedback to like adjust and like, let's get something else out of you. I've seen actors get fired because they don't take feedback well. And sometimes they literally like stop you in an audition and give you feedback to see how well you take feedback. And that determines whether or not you get the job.
Psychological torture.
But you are trained, at least I was trained, to say thank you to feedback. Because I think at the end of the day, feedback is not only trying to, like, unless someone's super malicious about it, that person is trying to help you do your job better. They know more than you, so they're trying to train you, right? Or they're also seeing how well you can take feedback, which is kind of like, you know, important. I wouldn't even consider a coworker nicely saying, hey, you missed this, criticism, it's common courtesy. Again, like, give it in a nice way. Like, feedback, we got to give in like a nice way, obviously. But if you're still saying it nicely, you're doing the nice sandwich. I guess it's more of a shit sandwich, right? Because the nice is like the bread and the shit is the criticism in the middle. Not the a-hole, you were being helpful and she didn't appreciate it, so you're allowed to not indulge her anymore. I think this is pretty clear cut, guys. Not the a-hole. We've got some more work drama for you. Don't go anywhere. Am I the a-hole for refusing to chip in for a coworker's birthday gift when I barely know them?
Stranger danger!
Ooh. Throwaway account. I'm 30 male and I work in a mid-sized office. About 30-ish people total. Last week, a Susan, 48 female, went around the office saying we were all chipping in for a birthday gift for a coworker. Jenna, 38 female or 37 female, not sure. Anyways, she works in a different department than me. While I recognize her face, we've maybe exchanged a few hellos in the hallway. We don't work together and have never talked outside of that. Listen, it's not the coworker's fault, I don't think. I feel like it's Susan's fault.
Screw you!
Like, why is Susan going around? Like, if Susan likes Jenna, then great. Susan can buy Jenna a birthday gift. But Susan is going around trying to get people to subsidize her birthday gift to her friend. Absolutely not. Susan, the organizer, suggested everyone pitch in $20 for a gift card and cake. No, Susan's trying to subsidize her gift. I didn't respond at first. Later that day, Susan stopped by my desk and asked if I was in. I said I was gonna pass since I don't really know Jenna and I don't participate in office gift collections unless it's someone I work closely with. Okay, so I guess this is something that you guys do.
Happy birthday!
I mean, I've never really heard of this. Like coworkers all chipping in and doing this, like kind of. I wouldn't. If I didn't know the person, like I definitely wouldn't. I'm just saying. Like I'm not taking my hard-earned dollars that I'm earning at work and giving those hard-earned dollars back to someone I don't know, you know? Like I'm not working to like give everybody stuff.
Can't buy your own?
But I'm petty like that. I don't know. She looked surprised and said, it's just $20. I told her I get that. Okay, so hang on just like 1 second though, because like 30 people, like what is Susan? I'm sorry, I need to do the math here because like 30 people times $20. That is $600 Like Susan in her head was like, let's get her a nice gift card. I do this for maybe like my very, very, very close friends, okay? I do not do this for someone that I barely know, you know? If they wanted to get like a cake, maybe I could put like a couple dollars toward a cake because I'm getting that cake. Like I'm eating that cake also. But like why does Susan need $600 for her friend Jenna?
She doesn't.
And why does she need everybody else to pitch in so she can afford it? I'm just saying, I'm just like, I'm very spicy this morning. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't get it. Like, why? She looked surprised and said, it's just $20. I told her I get that, but it feels weird to me to pay for gifts for people I don't have a relationship with. She kind of brushed it off and said, okay, but after that, things felt awkward. Since then, a couple coworkers have been noticeably colder toward me. Yeah, because now they have to pay extra, probably. One even joked that I'm that guy, meaning who doesn't put in $20. I'm starting to wonder if I broke some unspoken office rule and came off as cheap or antisocial. Well, no. I personally think that the office should be paying for it. Like that is something that like boosts morale. And like if it's a coworker's birthday and it's something that people do to like boost morale, I don't think the coworker should be paying for it. I think the office should be paying for it. Like, I'm just saying. I fail to understand why it's up to the employees to do this and why Jenna needs a $600 gift from 30-ish people. You could pitch like a couple dollars toward having cake. Anyways, I don't mind celebrating people I actually work with, but I also don't think gift giving should be mandatory, especially for someone I barely know. Am I the a-hole for saying no? No, Susan's the a-hole for even asking. Okay, so everybody else in the comments clock this too. 30-ish people times $20 would be $600. That would be quite the gift card and cake. Susan must be quite the party planner and quite the office gossip. Feel free to be that guy, the one who can do simple math and doesn't contribute toward office celebrations for people in other departments whom he doesn't actually know. The one who isn't intimidated by Susan, who never ever should have told anyone else whether or not you contributed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the, like, Susan sounds messy. Like, not in a good way. Why are we going around bitching to other people about, like, someone not giving us $20? Like, are you pocketing that money, Susan? Like, why do you need $600 for a f***ing cake? Ugh. I'm so petty. I'm sorry. I'm getting so worked up. You know the funny thing about what's going on right now is like I'm literally talking to myself to a camera. I'm laughing to myself.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
That's what being a YouTuber really is, you know? But I'm talking to you guys, like, but you can't talk back, so it's like a one-way conversation. OP responded, I actually wanted to bring that point up because $600 seemed insane to me, but Susan plays this along the lines of a cake for the office. To be fair, she buys 2 cakes. I'm sorry, like, do we need to go get, like, fondant or something? Like, go to, like a grocery store and get, like, a big flat.
Delicious.
Big flat cake. Those are the better ones anyway. The vanilla ones, love that. So good. Like $20. Either way, most of the money goes on stupid expensive gifts she picks. That's unnecessary. Like I've never heard of an office I've heard of offices like, you know, doing the cake thing, but like, why do we need to like all pitch in to get like pitch in money we're earning at that office 30 times a year Absolutely not. That's crazy. That means you're pitching in like $600 a year toward this weird birthday tradition. My fear though is when it's going to be my birthday, she will not do it. And that would be a big dick move since I already put money for the other coworkers' birthdays. Okay, so this is why it's the issue though, because it's either you give money for everybody or nothing. Screw it, it's not even worth it, even for reciprocity. If she doesn't do your birthday, bring a big box of donuts for your department only and change the tradition. Then maybe organize the party, as in refreshments, not some crazy gift picked out by Susan, for someone who's on the same wavelength as you and an office friend, for which people can chip in $5 or some sane amount for some sane refreshments for some sane number of people. Or maybe if your team goes to lunch, the group can buy the birthday person's lunch and drinks at the celebratory meal, ending the ridiculous Susan plan. No, I agree. This is like, maybe Susan means well, but like, it's a lot to ask.
Give me your lunch money.
Maybe Susan does this because she wants her own $600 cake and gift card for her birthday. I fail to understand why you need to do this, especially for someone that you don't know. Also, other people are like, why is this so expensive? Is she pocketing the money? Just saying. Anyways, not the a-hole. I got a little spicy on that one, guys. I got a little excited. Am I the jerk? Ooh. For refusing to train my replacement after they're firing me.
You didn't get arthritis, Charlotte.
It's for dramatic effect. Okay.
Drama.
So, I, 27 male, have been working at this marketing company for 3 years. I've gotten great reviews, never been written up, always meet my deadlines. Last week, my boss calls me into her office and says they're restructuring and my position is being eliminated. Ooh, I have 3 weeks left. Hang on a second. So if your position is being eliminated, then why do you need to train your replacement? I thought there's no more position. Then she hits me with this. They want me to train my replacement. Okay, again. Why is there a replacement if your position doesn't exist anymore?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
A girl named Sophie who's 23 and fresh out of college. Your position exists. They just don't want to pay you as much. So they're just giving it to someone who will charge less.
Isn't that illegal?
They're paying her $15,000 less than what I make, which is obviously why they're doing this. I swear to God, I don't read these in advance. Like, I am just psychic and smart. I said I'm not comfortable training someone to do my job when you just fired me. My boss said it's part of my job responsibilities during the transition period and that it would be unprofessional not to help. You've been working there for 3 years. I'm like trying to calculate like if it's worth just like saying F off, or is it worth hiring like an employment lawyer? Because it sounds like they're firing you without just cause. I straight up said no. I told her I'll finish my current projects and document my processes, but I'm not doing hands-on training. She said that's disappointing and that she expected more from me.
Get over yourself.
Why are you trying to please someone that you're not even working for anymore? I felt like, I'm sorry. Like, when you fire someone, that person literally owes you nothing after the fact, okay? When you are no longer paying that person's bills, that person owes you nothing. Some of my coworkers are saying I should just do it because it's only 3 weeks and I don't want to burn bridges. But why, though? Like, they're literally lying about why they're firing you. You've never done anything wrong. And they're telling you to train your replacement?
Ew.
But, like, they're literally replacing me with someone cheaper. Why should I make that easier for them? My girlfriend thinks I'm being petty. I think I'm standing up for myself. Am I the jerk? You are being petty, but like you need to be petty right now because this is f***ed up. And they're not going to do anything about it either because they still need you to finish what you're doing. Is it in your contract? Okay, but like again, like if it's in your contract to help train the next person, your contract is over. They fired you. I don't know. I don't know what's like what you were contractually obligated to do if you have a contract, whatever, but this sounds like unjust cause. Okay, everybody else in the comment, it's also clogged. Since your position is being eliminated, there's no training necessary. OP responds, yeah, that's what I think too. Also, I would have been fine with it if I was fired because of my incompetence, but I'm not. Am I wrong? You're not being fired, you're being laid off. Make sure that is clear when you apply for unemployment and other jobs. Company will try to block his claim since he doesn't want to train replacement. He needs to make copies of all emails and conversations with management. Yeah, I don't know if this doesn't sound legal. Not the a-hole. They fired you. You didn't quit. Yeah, I'm failing to understand this, like, this mentality of, like, okay, you're like, if you're fired, you're literally fired. Like, you don't have, like, 2 weeks notice. Like, you give 2 weeks notice when you quit. You don't have, like, a notice when you get fired. Not the a-hole. They fired you. You didn't quit. Do what you need to do to finish what needs finishing, and they can train the new hire to their standards. I guess people in the comments are saying this is common. I don't like that. Me no likey.
That's sinister enough.
Good for you for standing up for yourself. No, you're not the jerk. You might not be able to go to them for a reference, but, like, whatever. You have 3 weeks to find another job. I love it when posts get deleted because it's like, ooh, tea. Why'd it get deleted? It's that much more intriguing because you guys can't find it, but I have it. God bless you, Vanessa. Am I the a-hole for not changing my language to appease an ignorant coworker? All rise. Next case. I, 34 male, work in an office in a technical field with approximately 30 coworkers and higher ups. The problem is I have a coworker, Sarah, 28 female. The problem started before Christmas when I went into the break room to answer a call from family overseas. We talked in my native language for about 10 minutes about family and friends from back home, and we were wrapping up the call. When I hung up, I saw Sarah looking at me with an angry look on her face.
Racist.
I asked her what's wrong, and she accused me of being racist.
Wait, what?
Okay. I was very confused. And I said the N-word, which confused me even more. Hold on. What? Okay, no, wait. Oh, no. Okay, no. Okay, well, listen, I'm not going to say it on camera, but sometimes the word black in, like, other languages is really similar to the N-word. I'm not saying it on camera, okay? Because, like, the soundbite, but you know what I mean, though. Like, I'm pretty sure in Italian. Yeah, okay, so in Spanish. Oh my God. Okay, like, listen, I'm not gonna dig myself in this hole. Just take my word for it. The word black in Spanish could be misconstrued, okay? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this is concerning. Vanessa, what the fuck? She knew that when she found this story that I was gonna squirm. I was very confused. And she said I said the N-word, which confused me even more. She ran off, and in a few minutes, the HR director walked to my desk and took me to her office. After a very confusing conversation, I finally figured it out. Okay. One of the ways we say you in my native language sounds like the N-word. Okay, so different language, obviously, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's possible that there's some confusion there. Like, barely, but I explained this to the HR director, who was at first disbelieving. After a bit of Googling on my phone, I showed her, and she relents that I'm not a racist. I'm just a fluent speaker of my native language. Oh my goodness, this is very funny. So then the HR director asked if there was any way I could not accept personal calls at work. I said, sure, if you make a directive that no one can. She balked at that and tried to hem and haw her way to make it so only I couldn't. But I kept gently nudging how prejudicial that sounded until she asked if there was any way I could not use that word when speaking in my native language. Are you actually kidding me? How are you supposed to say the word? You said it's the word you? Okay, no. This sounds very. This is. The fact that an HR director is not seeing what's wrong with this is kind of like. Side eye, bombastic side eye. Like, this is major discrimination territory, okay? Sorry, could you just, like, not speak your language? Because some coworkers find it offensive. I find that offensive, actually. I mused that it would be possible, but it would make sentence structure meandering and almost too formal and clunky, so I'd rather not. She said that if it was possible, maybe I should. I asked if maybe I should stop using a New England accent. She then thanked me for clearing up the misunderstanding and let me get back to work. The HR director before holiday break sent out an email explaining that there was a misunderstanding due to the use of a foreign language in the office, that we should respect everyone's cultures. Yeah. A very open-ended and vague email that solved nothing. My family very rarely calls me at work simply because it's nighttime when I work, and they only call during my birthday and holidays, so this is not really going to be an issue, and I'd rather not try to find a way to dance around saying you in a conversation. I told the story to friends during a Christmas party, and one person asked if I was really willing to die on this hill. Dude, what? Be so for real right now. Like, this is discrimination. Like, they're discriminating against you. Like, what? I would follow up in an email for sure. Like, stat.
We're not gonna let them get away with it.
Am I the a-hole here for not trying to compromise with HR? Like, honestly, I would follow up the email and say, you know, literally point blank, like, it is my understanding that you do not want me to speak my native language in the office. I do have concerns about that. Bring up the part of your contract or whatever, like legal jargon about like discrimination in the workplace, because this is what that is. And I'm very surprised that HR, the director of HR, cannot see that. Okay, so people in the comments are also like, yeah, you need to like document this. Not the a-hole, you may want to find a way to document this incident with Sarah and HR's awful response in case it comes up again. HR's response was insanely unethical and prejudiced and should be grounds for a discrimination complaint. Okay, so I guess OP is Korean. Not the a-hole. Tell them you will happily stop using the word you in your native language if they stop using the word you in their native language. It may drive home how stupid the idea is. No, you need to like make it clear that like what they're doing is quite illegal, like quite unethical and like quite discriminatory. It is 100% worth dying on this hill. Not the a-hole. Pretty sure I know what language you're talking about. And while the person may be excused for being a bit ignorant at first because of the similarity of the sounds, if they're told that that's a different word in a different language and are still uptight about it, and this goes for HR as well, it goes beyond ignorance and becomes racist.
Facts.
They have no right to stop you from speaking any language just because they don't like the sound of some of the words. It's discrimination. Don't change your language to appease races, literally. Not the a-hole. You have the right to speak whatever language you want on your break time. Also, once the misunderstanding was explained, that should have been the end of the matter. Honestly, this is hella weird. No, you're gonna need to die on this hill, bestie. I'm just saying. You are not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for naming my son after my boss instead of my husband's brother because he helped me through my labor? Okay. Do tell. My 27 female husband's 28 male brother and my dad have the same name. My husband, brother, and my dad have the same name. Okay. When I got pregnant and we found out it was a boy, we already had boy names picked out, so the debate was over the middle name. At first, I didn't care that much for middle names. Nobody in my family really had one, including me. However, my husband said it was an important tradition in his family to pick middle names that mean something to the parents of the child. Okay. After a lot of back and forth over some candidates, we concluded that obviously my dad and my husband's brother are two of the most important people in our lives. Their shared name didn't flow badly with the first name we had selected, but I always thought it was really basic. Really basic. Okay. I mean, it is just a middle name. During my pregnancy, my husband was vocal about not liking how much time I was spending working. I'm a manager at a consulting firm, so I have to travel a lot. Our culture is a very close-knit one, and my boss has been a wonderful mentor to me and pretty much has become like another parent to me. Okay. 2 months ago, I decided to take on a large project at a client site. I had limited contact with my husband while living in a hotel, but when I had a chance to talk to him, I'd asked what he thought of an abbreviated form of my boss's name, which was a pretty unique Italian name.
Mario?
Okay. My husband kind of made a sound into the phone and said,
I wouldn't be crazy about it. Just no.
When asked if I had any other suggestions, I really didn't besides my dad's name. I went into labor unexpectedly 2 weeks ago. My boss ended up having to comfort me and ended up riding with me to the hospital and stayed until after I gave birth. My husband was a plane ride away, so he couldn't make it in time, and he was distressed over the phone about that. After I had given birth, my boss and later another coworker, my best friend at work, ended up being the first to see the baby and take pictures. When I got the papers for naming my son, I put down the first name my husband and I discussed. However, I realized that my boss was the one who was there for me. Well, but that's not, okay, no, hang on a second. I'm sure your husband would have been there for you if he didn't have to like jump on a plane to get there. I was so blessed to have such a good relationship with a mentor. Okay. So I asked him if he'd mind if the child's middle name was his name, and he was extremely happy and said he'd be honored. So I put my boss's name down as the middle name. Oh, no. You did that you did that while expressly knowing that your husband had a problem with it.
You're in trouble.
Oh, no. Like, honestly, at this rate, just don't have a middle name. Like, if you can't agree on it, then it's not worth it, to be honest. But, like, I fail to understand why you're making these decisions without involving your husband.
Touché.
When my husband showed up and found out, he was furious. Well, yeah. He didn't approve of this in any way and said that he would agree to any other name. When I said that my boss literally was there for the most painful moment of my life, and during a premature birth nonetheless, my husband said this never would have happened if I didn't take on this project.
He's not wrong.
I feel like you're kind of like holding this over his head when it's really like not his fault that he couldn't be there. You're really not supposed to be traveling this close to giving birth. I'm pretty sure, like, what is it? When should you avoid travel if pregnant? Isn't it like within, like, you've got like 2 months left or something? Avoid travel with certain complications or preterm labor, especially in the first with a miscarriage risk and third trimesters. So technically she's not supposed to be traveling at all in her third trimester. No, your husband's right. You shouldn't have been traveling. And you're holding it over his head that he wasn't there, and you're giving away the name that's important to him to your boss because he was there. Like, you're being really unreasonable. And I think it's literally not because you like care about your boss. I think you just like the name more.
Call her out.
Also, like, why are you picking like an Italian name if you're not Italian?
Luigi!
It's a bit odd. I'm just saying, just because you like the sound of it. He also laid into me saying if this was a way to win more brownie points from my boss, then congratulations, it worked, and said he was sick of my firm's culture where people need to be favorites in order to advance, and called my actions sycophantic. Am I the a-hole? I mean, yeah, like, you really, this is not like some like fun thing that you get to decide on yourself. Like, that is something that you decide on with your husband, and you made that decision without him. And I'm pretty sure changing the name on birth certificates is very difficult. So you are, in my opinion, the a-hole, but let's see what everybody else had to say. You're the a-hole. Not only does your husband miss the birth of his child, but to add to it, you picked a name he said he didn't want. You admitted yourself you didn't care about the middle name, but it was important to him. That's what I don't understand. She didn't care about the middle name. It's a tradition that was important to him. So I fail to understand why you're dying on this hill if, like, you literally just like the sound of your boss's name.
Mario.
Luigi.
Gabagool.
And 2 months before giving birth, you chose to take a job that was a plane ride away from home that wouldn't be done until too close to the due date. Doctors don't want you flying past 7 months. And since it doesn't sound like the baby was too premature, OP was being selfish. I get that fathers also get sent away for work around due dates, but I also think that's selfish unless they truly can't get out of it because of the nature of their job. Yeah, she really shouldn't have been traveling to begin with, honestly. I think it's pretty unanimous. You are the a-hole.
A-hole.
This next one was posted in the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for refusing to work my 2-week schedule after being fired? Okay. I got a new job caring for patients in an assisted living place. Basically fancy apartments with older people who needed some amount of care. They were all supposed to be ambulatory. They were not. What does that mean? Let me double check that.
I'm gonna do my research and you can make sure I know what that means.
Related to or adapted for walking. So they can't walk? Means they can walk and move about, not confined to the bed. Okay, noted. See? They were not. I was supposed to be one of 2 people on shift. I was always alone. To be clear, I hated this job from the start, but tried to get used to it. It was way more physically demanding than I had expected. Okay, so you had to, I'm guessing, help the old people walk and get around.
Old.
They had a strict 3 strikes rule. Miss a shift 3 times in a month and you're fired immediately. No exceptions. Well, my second week there, all the patients started getting a well-feared virus. Every single one. Even taking precautions, I got it, as did other staff members. I had to miss 2 days and went to the doctor on my own. I was deathly ill, but returned after that. I felt like I was dying for over a week trying to lift and move and help all my patients on my own while still feeling sick. This is concerning because like old people do not have the best immune systems, and I'm surprised that like you were even being allowed to work if you were that sick. I will never understand workplaces that have like strange rules around like being sick and needing to come into work sick.
Capitalism.
Otherwise you get reprimanded. Like, especially number 1, if you're dealing with people's food, I do not want to see a server like literally coughing into my plate or sniffling and wiping their nose and literally like no. Like if I see that, I'm so mad. But also, you are literally employed as someone who takes care of people who are very immunocompromised. Old people do not have the best immune systems. While you're sick? I felt like I was dying for over a week trying to lift and move and help all my patients on my own while still feeling sick. Management thanked me for returning so soon because they were understaffed. I wonder why they're understaffed. Fast forward a month and my child got said virus. It was going around everywhere. I had to call in and stay home with her. I had to miss my overnight shift. Imagine my surprise when the next day I was told I'd miss 3 shifts and would be let go.
Sorry, what?
I was fuming. Doesn't really sound like these people can afford to let you go. I only missed those first 2 days because I got this virus at work and they knew that. It gets worse. Then the new manager called and asked me why I was not at work. I explained I'd been told by the higher up manager that since I missed 3 times, I was let go. She demanded that I work the rest of my 2-week schedule. Oh, and then I would be let go. Oh, no. Oh, no, it doesn't actually work like that. No. Yeah, no wonder. Like they really should have thought of that before they fired you. Hell no. She texted me several times demanding that I come into work. I refused. Finally, I told her if I wasn't fired, then I quit. I don't blame you. Should I have worked the remainder of my schedule knowing I was going to be fired? You were already fired. Was it right to demand I do that after being told I was being let go? I know I did the right thing, but others told me I should have just worked it. Am I the a-hole for being mad over being let go, mostly because of a virus I got working there? No, I feel like they're like, this place sounds kind of sketchy. Like, sounds like a pretty shitty job in general. Like, it would be one thing if you liked the job. I think it's an entirely different thing if you really hate being there and like they're trying to hold it over your head. No. Like, number 1, they don't value you. Number 2, they don't value their patients or customers.
Shut up! Shut up!
So why do you owe them any loyalty? Like, I fail to understand. Like, what?
I thought I was replaceable.
Not the a-hole. If they really needed staff, they shouldn't have such high expectations when illnesses go around and be rude like that. They got what they deserved. I feel bad for their patients. I do too. Like, it kind of sounds like this place is quite sketchy and they don't take care of their patients. They don't take care of the people that work there. They are already very understaffed. And I'm guessing it's because of this psychotic rule that they have. Beggars can't be choosers. I'm sorry. If you don't have anybody working for you, then you can't be weird about people needing to call in sick. People in the comments are saying, don't quit. You were fired. Just be careful of that because if you quit, then you don't get unemployment. I'd milk that place for all it's worth. No, you are not the a-hole. Am I the jerk for refusing to donate paid time off hours to a coworker I barely know who needs them. I'm sensing a bit of a theme for this video.
Be a team player.
My company has a program where you can donate paid time off hours to coworkers in crisis. I'm 32 male and I've worked here for 6 years. I have about 120 hours saved. HR sent me an email asking for donations for Jennifer in accounting. She used all her paid time off and needs more for personal reasons. I would need to know those personal reasons before I go forward. Like, it's maybe not any of your business, but like, what are the personal reasons? And why has she used up all of her paid time off?
Cancer.
I don't know Jennifer well. I maybe said hi twice. My coworker Amy is pushing everyone to donate. She asked how many hours I'm giving. I said I'm not donated. Amy looked shocked and said, why not? She really needs it. I'm sure she does, but like, why is it that she doesn't have any left? I said I don't know her situation and I'm saving my paid time off for my own use. If everybody really cared so much about Jennifer in accounting, then why aren't they just giving her more paid time off? Like, why do you need to sacrifice your paid time off for Jennifer? This is a very strange program. Amy said that's, quote, very selfish because Jennifer is going through something. But you don't even know Jennifer. She then announced in our team meeting that some people refused to help Jennifer while looking at me. Ooh. Now I'm getting side-eyed from coworkers. Here's a side-eye. My boss pulled me aside and said, while donating is optional, it looks bad that I'm not participating when others are giving 5 to 10 hours. You're not obligated to give anything. Like, I think it looks bad that they're, like, her workplace, her boss, is not willing to help her through this difficult time and instead is expecting probably underpaid workers to give up their paid time off.
It baffles me completely.
I said my paid time off is mine to use how I want. Apparently, Jennifer needs time off for elective surgery that's not covered under FMLA. Is she getting plastic surgery? What's FMLA? It's not covered. Family and medical leave. So it's a surgery that's not covered under medical leave. It's not an emergency. Is Jennifer getting a nose job or something? Like what? I'm so confused. It's not an emergency. People have donated 80 hours total and she needs 40 more. I'm suspicious. They're making it seem like she's literally like dying and like needs help.
Help me.
But like she's not, because if she was, then her paid, like her time off would be covered.
This is America.
I feel bad, but I also earned my paid time off and I'm planning to use it for a trip I've been saving for. Plus, I barely know this person. My girlfriend thinks I should donate 5 hours to look like a team player, but that feels like giving into pressure. This is a very strange program that your office has. I really don't understand why it's all up to you, like her coworkers, to like get her the time off she needs. I actually am wondering if it is such a big deal that she gets this time off, then why isn't her boss helping her?
Ask tough questions.
Am I the jerk? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, you're in like an impossible situation here. I don't think so, but let's see what everybody else had to say.
In my opinion.
Okay, everybody else clocked this too. You should tell your boss that it looks bad when a company requests paid time off from other employees instead of just offering their in-need employees options in an emergency. Yeah, but honey, it's not an emergency. If your boss feels that way, then why doesn't the company just pay for her time off? Why should it be on the backs of their other employees to give up their time? Yeah. Because they created this option to pass the cost onto its employees. Guard your time. Ooh. That makes sense.
But you can't fool us, sir.
Exactly. And next time it comes up, don't reply either way and instruct the gossip that HR matters are supposed to be confidential and shouldn't be office chatter, then walk away. Yeah. I find this is a very sleazy policy, honestly. Not a fan. Jennifer can, like, go get her nose job. I don't know. Okay, maybe it is a medical reason, but it's not an emergency, okay? So I don't know why everybody's just like, you know, it is a little sus that it's not covered under paid medical leave, okay? Yet everybody's making it out to be this like, oh, she's having such a hard time. Okay? That can't be that hard. You are not the jerk? Am I the jerk for refusing to learn sign language for my coworker who isn't even deaf? Okay. I work in a small office, about 12 people total. 3 months ago, we hired Rachel, 28 female, who is learning ASL because her boyfriend is deaf. Good, cool, good for her. The problem is Rachel has decided our entire office should communicate in sign language for practice, even though none of us know anyone who's deaf except her boyfriend who doesn't work here. She's been really pushy about it. Bombastic side eye. This is very weird. She made this whole presentation to our boss about how it would be inclusive and a valuable skill if we learned ASL. Our boss, who always tries to keep everyone happy, agreed we'd do sign language Fridays, where we try to use the ASL as much as possible. What? I'm sorry. So you need to literally spend your free time learning sign language for like some random girl at work who isn't even deaf? Like her boyfriend is deaf? What? Because she wants to practice? Oh, hell no. This is so bizarre. I'm already learning Spanish for my job since we have clients who speak Spanish. I don't have time or interest in learning a whole other language for literally no reason. Honestly, if they want you to learn like another language, I feel like they should be paying for the lessons. When I said I wasn't going to participate, Rachel got really offended. Rachel can get fucked. Be so for real right now, Rachel.
Miss Rachel Berry.
Rachel can suck my big toe. They are the most hideous slippers I've ever seen, and I adore them. They're so funny. She said I'm being ableist and discriminatory, but she's not. Hang on, what? Okay, like, listen, if she was deaf, then maybe I could understand you guys needing to like learn sign language or, you know, like at least accommodate her and like communicate through writing or something like that. But like, she's not deaf. You're not under any obligation to learn sign language. So she said I'm being ableist and discriminatory, which makes no sense because nobody in the office is deaf. She's learning it for her personal life. Why does that mean I have to learn it? Now she sends me passive-aggressive messages in the group chat, like some people clearly don't value communication accessibility, and has complained to HR I'm creating a hostile environment by not participating. She's creating a hostile environment by trying to force people to learn sign language to accommodate her. Like, this is so weird. Stop it. Rachel! Get f***ed, Rachel. God, I'm so glad I don't work in an office. Kelly, aren't you glad we don't work in an office?
Thank God.
This is the kind of stuff that comes up. It's like, wow, okay. Your boss is an idiot. No, seriously, so is Rachel. Rachel's such a bitch. I think OP needs to learn bitch and other colorful words in sign language. If Rachel gets offended, OP can say, oop, it's just difficult to learn ASL and Spanish at the same time. Oopsie. Honestly, with that argument, you should literally be like, oh, like, I actually feel like we should all be learning Spanish because our clients speak Spanish. So that is honestly a way better argument for the office to learn another language than Rachel needing everybody to learn sign language because her boyfriend is deaf. I'm flabbergasted. My flabbers are gasted. Not the a-hole. Rachel is weaponizing inclusivity to make her personal hobby a mandatory office-wide performance. Boss is spineless for signing off on this nonsense. You're not obligated to be her free practice dummy. Her HR complaint is laughable. You not learning ASL creates a hostile environment, but her passive-aggressive group chat shaming doesn't. Please stand your ground. This is peak performative weirdness. I agree. Like, let's not virtue signal and pretend that we care about all these things when all we really care about is getting a free practice partner, okay? Be so for real, not the jerk. Am I the a-hole for telling my boss I wasn't invited to the party?
Awkward.
Okay. I, 26 female, just started at a new job. I quickly realized that one of my colleagues, Marie, is engaged and getting married within the next 2 months. It seemed like the whole office was attending the wedding. I absolutely did not expect the invite. She just met me, weddings are planned in advance, venues booked, etc. My friend actually just got married, so I saw firsthand how it all worked. I could tell Marie wondered if I was expecting an invitation and was hesitant to bring up the wedding around me, but I never made it a big deal. I don't feel left out in the slightest. Then I got CC'd on an email from someone that the office, Joan, is throwing Marie a shower during our lunch hour in the break room in a couple of weeks. Joan was sending out a collection so we could give a group gift cash to Marie. Okay, again, I feel like I'm sensing a theme here. They also suggested we make it a potluck. Okay. Joan included her Venmo and asked we email back what we planned on bringing. Even if I'm not going to the wedding, I still believe everyone deserves to be celebrated, and I Venmoed $20, as well as sent a reply saying I'd bring lasagna. Oh, that's really nice of you. You really did not have to do that. A little later, okay. I saw that the $20 had been returned to my Venmo, and Joan approached my desk. She said I didn't need to contribute. Oh. I said, even if I'm not attending the wedding, I'd still like to give Marie a little something. What's going on here? Joan looked a little awkward and hemmed and hawed, but then eventually she said, you're not invited to the shower. Okay, it's a little weird that they're doing this at work and excluding people. I was confused. I said I can't go in the company break room on lunch hour. She said yes. I asked, where am I supposed to go? I don't drive. I take public transit to and from work. We don't really work anywhere I could go to quickly for our lunch hour. She said I could stay at my desk. I pointed out that this was a little exclusionary. I actually agree. If they all want to have a shower, then why are they doing it at work? Everybody should shower before work or after work, not during. I'm kidding. Oh God, that was awful. But you get my point. If you're going to do something at work, everyone needs to be included. Everyone needs to be invited. And if they want to opt out, then fine. But
oh, it's weird.
This is weird. Joan said Marie didn't want me to assume I was invited to the wedding. I said I don't at all. I completely understand. I haven't worked here long enough and we're not close enough. I'm not hurt by that. She said that's great, but I still can't come. I asked if I'd done anything to offend Marie and she said no. She just doesn't want me getting my hopes up. Okay, buddy. I finally let it go and just said, fine, have a good party. The day of the shower, I sat at my desk during the party while everyone else went eating my lunch alone. One person snuck me a piece of cake. Oh, period. As they should. This is so weird. What the fuck? I don't think that, this is very weird. I'm not a fan of this at all. It's one thing if you don't want to be there and you don't want to participate. It's an entirely different thing if they're excluding you. Halfway through the party, the big boss came in. She doesn't usually work on Fridays, so it was a surprise to see her. She saw me sitting at my desk and asked why I wasn't at the party. I told her I hadn't been invited. Well, you weren't. You were actually uninvited if you want to, be specific here, because they invited you, asked you for money, you sent the money, and then afterwards suddenly, oh no, I don't want you to be there. I don't want you to get your hopes up because my wedding is going to be the best thing ever. Shut up. She was clearly perturbed by this. I love the word perturbed. I am very perturbed right now, in case you can't tell. I'm perturbed by this whole thing. Later on, she sent an email banning parties of any kind during work hours. A few people, Joan and Marie included, realize I'm the one who told. They've now turned on me. Wait, her name's Joan? I thought her name was Jennifer. I'm sorry. Joan, Marie. I thought her name. Who cares? Some friends say I'm in the wrong here and that I should have lied to the big boss and said I was busy with work to finish something so as not to ruin it for everyone else. Am I the a-hole? It was your boss's decision to ban parties. You didn't tell her to do that. And quite frankly, it kind of sounds like they weren't supposed to do this to begin with. Let alone do it and not include everyone in the office. This was, yeah, you got a couple of mean girls at your work. I'm just saying. This is not cohesive office culture. Not the a-hole. They're the ones who f***ed around and did an exclusionary thing. You didn't tattle on them. The boss asked you why you're sitting at your desk. Yeah, you literally would have had to have lied to your boss in order to accommodate people who were so mean to you. Why would you do that? All you did was tell the truth. All Marie had to do was be a gracious person and include you in the office gathering. You were fine with a $20 contribution and lasagna. Yeah, and the fact that you wanted to go out of your way to make lasagna for this person and she's being so rude to you, that is crazy. What a bitch. What a... And she didn't have to be weird about you not going to the wedding. Joan and Marie are the a-holes here. You even explained to them it was exclusionary. So F them. Yeah, you literally told them. I don't know why they're... Why are we surprised here?
Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, let me tell you.
Yeah, these people have no shortage of the audacity. Like, not how that works. A work shower is for everyone, not just the people invited to the wedding. Joan is clueless about office etiquette. It also sounds like the bride is clueless too, but they're just mean girls. Like, this is mean girl behavior. Like, listen, it's okay that you didn't invite some people to your wedding. I understand it might be a little bit awkward to talk about it, but it's okay. I'm sure a lot of people don't even really want to go. Man, and OP, like, was gonna make lasagna. Do you know how long it takes to make lasagna? I love lasagna. She sounds like a really nice person. This is so mean. Damn, with bechamel sauce and everything. Why were you CC'd on that fucking email for Venmo and payment asking for what are y'all bringing if you weren't invited? That's enraging. Literally, OP responds, there are email groups that make it easy to CC everyone on a group email. I assume they forgot to delete me from it and then things were awkward. But I also wonder what the plan was if I hadn't gotten the email. If I just walked into the break room to have my lunch and there was this party, would they have asked me to leave? It's just very weird. Yeah, this is super weird. They honestly, I wish that the boss didn't take away privileges for everyone and instead reprimanded the people who were, you know, bad.
You're fired.
Because, like, taking away the privileges kind of sucks for everybody else. I wish that she, like, reprimanded Marie and Joan for, like, excluding you. Because I don't love that, you know? That's awful. So, no, you are not the a-hole for telling your boss you weren't invited to the party. And that's all for now. Subscribe!